bad boys. Bad, bad, bad boys. Why do women love the bad boy? Why? 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 Not only do they love the bad boy, they are hooked. Get hooked. Get addicted to the bad boy. Why is it? There has to be a reason. There's a reason. I promise you there is a reason. It's a super ultra profound reason. Hi, I'm Jane Fendelman. Today I want to talk to you about this mystical, mysterious attraction that we don't understand and we oftentimes can't fight. Okay, so I'm going to quote a couple of my favorite authors and teachers. Last weekend I went to California, to Santa Monica, and I got to see one of my favorite authors ever, David Deida, who wrote The Way of the Superior Man, which is a book that I've recommended probably 10,000 times in the last 17 years, 16, 17, maybe 20 years since I first read The Way of the Superior Man. I think a client of mine told me about this book. Amazing book, The Way of the Superior Man. David Deida, and I've quoted probably this line more than any other line in his book, the feminine wants to be ravished and ravaged and ripped open to God. And if you have trouble with the word God, put the word love in there. The feminine wants to be ravished and ravaged and ripped open to God. That's what he says. So here's what he means. What does that mean? This is exactly why the woman is attracted to the bad boy. When a woman gets a man, the first thing that they start doing to each other, not just the woman to the man, but the man to the woman, the first thing they start doing is they start trying to domesticate each other. We feel a little bit threatened when we feel like our mate is just a little bit out of our control, especially if you have kids, then that really amps up. But we want to feel like our mate is within a certain amount of control. In other words, they're not too big in their life, big going out, be with me. I want some assurance that you're going to be with me and that you're not going to expand outward to the farthest reaches of the universe and I'll never see you again. We want a certain amount of you're with me. And we do need that. We need a certain amount of stability. But we also need a certain amount of unknown and excitement. And this is one of my other favorite authors and teachers, Matthew Hussey, talks about this. We need a certain amount of salt and a certain amount of sugar. There has to be, or is it pepper? Is it salt or pepper? Sour, sweet and sour. That's what it is. It's sweet and sour. Sweet and sour. So we need a certain amount of, I have to work and continue to court my mate and stay in shape and be mysterious and not an open book where everybody's going potty with the door open and blowing their nose and, farting and everything. No, there has to be a certain amount of mystery that you have to work to connect with your beloved, but not chasing all the time. That's exhausting. There has to be a certain amount of stability where you know that you're together, you're a couple. But really there has to be a certain amount of, I can't control you. You are out of my control. Now, when a woman gets a man, so we'll speak about when a woman gets a man. And I know I'm generalizing in heterosexual relationships, but it's the same in a gay or lesbian relationship. But just to simplify the conversation and to talk about a big stereotype and generalization that has a grain of truth in it, I'm going to talk about when a woman gets a man and she starts to try to domesticate him. She starts trying to tell him what to do. Now when a woman, and I talk about this in my Women's Lib Sucks audio download, which will blow your mind. It's on my website, in my website store, Women's Lib Sucks audio download. And it's only like $5. You should get it. So I talk about how the man has two choices now. The man can either do what his woman tells him to do, in which case he's a doormat and she won't respect him eventually. Yeah, she'll be happy because he's doing everything, serving her every whim, but she won't respect him. Ultimately, she won't turn on to him sexually. In fact, that's what I was on Channel 3 on Good Morning Arizona just this morning, talking about how to have children and the role of parent usurps the role of lover, and we lose that role. We have roles, masks that we put on. So back to, the man has two choices. He can do what she says, or he can refuse to do what she says, in which case he's a rebellious little boy and she's a nagging mother. And there's power struggles that way. There's a higher answer, a bigger, higher answer, and that is this. And this is another David Deida thing. He says this: women get in to an emotional spin. They get hooked on something, or they'll start spinning. And Deida says, pierce her mood with your thunderbolt of love. He goes, I don't know if that means you're going to crack a joke, or you're going to pick her up over your head and twirl her in the air, or you're going to press her against the wall with your chest and belly and lick her face, or you're going to throw her down on the living room floor and rip off her clothes and make love to her. I don't know what that means, but you will know in each moment. And when the masculine overtakes the feminine, I don't mean like in a domineering, bossy, bully kind of way. I mean with the strong masculine, with what David Deida calls the unwavering, imperturbable masculine presence. Presence is not you're busy, changing the diapers and going to work and driving the car and doing the carpool all the time. Presence is this. I'm with you. I'm with you, baby. You can stop your spinning. Or keep on spinning. I don't care. I got you. I got this. And you know, while you're having your emotional spin, I think I'll just throw you over my shoulder and carry you up to the bedroom and fuck you up into God. That is the masculine presence. And that is why the woman loves the bad boy. It's not the bad boy that she loves. It's that masculine that's stronger than she can control. Now, granted, if there's wounding, you can't just go fuck your woman open to God. You have to heal the wounds. You have to be a conscious man, and you have to care for her heart and be good to her and take care of her. But you can't bend to her every whim, and you can't fight against her all the time either. You have to do something bigger, something more grand. You have to get your masculine power all laser focused and pierce her mood with your thunderbolt of love. Now that's exciting. Now if you learn how to do that, your relationship will never get old and stale. And your sex life won't diminish. Okay? Alright, so good boys, be a little bit bad. Be in your badass masculine power. Got it? A lot of the counseling I do with couples is teaching men how to be strong without becoming a bully and teaching women how to be soft without becoming weak. So, women, if you're wondering exactly how to do that, like I said, get my Women's Lip Suck CD, the audio download. You'll hear exactly how to do it. Okay. I love you all. The bad boys, the bad girls, all of you. Have fun. Above all, have fun.